Hey guys, Nacho here. Just going to be going over one of my more recent live arena sessions. It's just 10 fights, but we're going to go over a little bit of the strategy that I'm approaching other teams with and kind of how I'm having success in live arena. So let's just get right into it. This first fight, he first picks the Duchess. And so here, because he's picked Duchess, we know that he's not trying to boost or anything like that so far. So we go for a boost lockout combo ourselves. And now he's picked Arbiter and Candrafon. So I want to counter the Candrafon here with a pick, and I want to try to ban Arbiter here. That's my mentality right now. So if I can counter pick against their nukers, then they can't kill me. If they can't kill me, it basically doesn't matter what supports they have, and then you can pick away a support that makes it easier for your nukers to win or your single nuker to win, depending on what you think that they will be banning. So here he kind of takes a minute. So he picks the Yumiko and a Harima, which is a really strong fourth and fifth pick. However, my Leo and my Biggin just don't care about Harima. Harima is scary to a lot of people, but we want to ban the lockout here because if he boosts into nothing, then we actually have a chance at victory here. Sure, the Harima could keck us in the end, but the Yumiko 100% will keck us. So we're trying to go into it with nukers that don't rely on ignore defense to do damage. So we've chosen Biggin and Leo here, as opposed to using like Baron or Rhodos. So we've really chosen those nukers that just don't require that to do damage. The damage is obviously going to do less versus a Harima versus not. There's no way around that, but it just is what it is. So we just go in with the Biggin A3 right away, and then we'll just clean up with Leo real quick. And so now the fast nuker meta has really prevalent in fights like this. So like Duchess Revive, super poor. We're just gonna boost my nuker ahead. As if we can kill Arbiter here, it's just gonna be us versus Duchess, and it's gonna be a pretty safe win from here. So here is first pick. We're just gonna go with the safe pick Duchess, similar to the guy that we versed last time. And this guy picks Duchess and Siphi. Here we're definitely gonna be planning to ban the Siphi. She's just so much stronger of a reviver than Duchess is, and then he combos it with the Marichika. So we're definitely banning Siphi here, and we just want to pick somebody to counter the Halfrack to some degree. So we pick Leo. Leo also counters the Baron that he ends up picking fifth, so that works out clean. So we just run in there with the Biggin A3, deplete turn meter, clean up with Leo. And then we try and push the Baron back a little bit with the A1, just so we can make more room. Hef does his thing. Get a Leo counterattack. And now we're just going to boost the Biggin because we get the double boost. I'm pretty confident that we can boost him in front of the Baron. So just clean up. And now Biggin's really full turn meter. So I think we just we go for the Baron again. Put some weaken on him. And then we A3, which should kill the Hefrak as well. And now it's just us versus Duchess again. And she's already used her revive. This fight 3 is nothing but brutal. He just beats me from the very first pick, basically. So he starts with the Duchess, and we go again with the Lockout Arbiter counter pick. And from here, I believe he picks Terrace. He picks Terrace and Yumiko. And so now we have a nuker that I can't counter with anybody that I've picked so far, and I have support that I have to ban. So I'm kind of in a pickle. I don't really think I have an answer to this at this moment. And then he also just follows up with Siphi Rotos. So just makes it that much more difficult. So we ban the Terrace because we absolutely can't win with all the fears going on. He gives us Warlord, but he has Siphi. So he just boosts into his lockout, and it's a GG from there. There's really not a whole lot we can do from this position. Like, he's got the block debuffs, so Ukko can't even really get much off. We didn't really steal much. Throw the big NA one out there just for the meme. Yeah, he's just taking out our nuker and our reviver here, so it's just GG. And then he sleeps the Siphi, and not a whole lot else to be done. So we lose because we couldn't counter the nuker, and he had a support that we couldn't ban because we had to ban the nuker. So we just first pick Warlord here. Try something new. Then we just end up going with Ukko here, I think. So we're pretty confident they're going for a go second situation. So we're pretty confident with Ukko. Here we're gonna ban the Terrace. Since we counterpicked into the Canavan and the Lydia with Duchess and Ukko ourselves. And so here's actually one of the weaknesses of Yumiko. Um, while yes, she's pretty aggressive, he's only got one nuker here. So he can't kill either of our nukers currently. Like, Leo can't die from his passive. And so we just take out the Candorfon. He throws the lock skills on Duchess for some reason. Here I should have killed Arbiter. For some reason I thought she used the boost. But I go for Lydia in case I need to revive my Leo. And then she just revives the Lydia anyways because I'm a goofball. So here, we know my Warlord's only got one more turn on the lockout, and we're just going to kill the Candorfon again. At this point, it's just keep the Candorfon pinned down. We don't need to revive Leo. Warlord and Rotos should be able to keep them two alive at least, to get us into what we need to do. We get the sheep, and now here Yumiko's lockout's already worn off, and she's got quite a bit of time for her lockout to come back, so we just lock her out instead, and then Rotos comes in and cleans up. So Yumiko picks, while they're strong, are not as deadly as some people like them to be. This guy comes right in with the Duchess Siphi pick, which is fine. We just plan to ban the Siphi, and we want to counter pick against the Leo. And we pick two options to go against the Leo. We pick Ukko and we pick Rotos, either of which will take care of Leo pretty well. Ukko's A1 or is A2, so even if he picks another lockout, and then he has to pick a second nuker here. So he goes with UDK and Rotos to counter my Rotos, which is fine. I'll just throw Biggin in there instead because he's got so many AoEs. UDK is not a problem anymore, and we want to ban the Siphi still. Siphi's still too strong, and he bans my Rotos because he thinks I'm going to ban the UDK probably, and he wants his Leo to stay alive. I think this fight actually takes a hot second to load in. Um, and he either disconnects right away or he left at the pick screen because he knew he didn't have a chance. We just go with the Duchess pick. Pretty confident we can build a lot of teams around Duchess, so I'm safe picking her first, or feel confident picking her first and building a lot of teams around her. So here we go with the Ukko and Warlord again. I think Ukko is a great pick against most attack nukers, and he hasn't picked a boost yet, so we can plan to ban a boost if he picks one, and he has to pick a second nuker, so that's fine. Here we just need to pick two nukers. We pick Leo to counter both of them, and then Biggin's just really fast, so we're gonna pick him a lot. At 250 speed, he really goes in front of most other nukers, which is really advantageous. And he picks the Mortu, which is kind of unfortunate. I think we just ban the Mortu, or we ban the Arbiter. Yeah, we ban the Arbiter, and we say, okay, deal with my Leo passive, basically. And I figured he was gonna ban the Warlord. So we'll have the strip, and we actually get really lucky. We stripped the Mortu's stone skin also, but even if we didn't, he can only peril the Duchess. And I'm pretty confident will my Biggin and my Leo will take care of the other two. So we take them out, and we get block damage on the Biggin, just in case anybody's faster. And then here we have stuns and everything. We just double nuke cleanup. Easy win. He picks first. He first picks Duchess again, so we go with our boost lockout counter pick that we typically go with, and really that can be a lot of CC champions. You just want to have a threat there to boost into. You don't want your booster going into nothing. That doesn't help your picks. And so he picks the Kandrifon and the Ukko. I think we're planning to ban Ukko here, which is fine. So we go with, I think we go with Leo. We're kind of contemplating who we're trying to ban here is to determine what nuker is actually usable. So I think we just safe pick with Biggin for a second, in case there's another support we have to ban over the Ukko. I don't want to get stuck with just Leo. And so here I'm like, okay, now we have to ban, if we want to ban Ukko, we need to counter the Warlord with a better nuker than Leo. So we go with Rotos, who does a decent job, but then we ban the Warlord anyways, because we feel like dealing with Ukko is a lot easier than dealing with Warlord. Or he also gave us Warlord. So here we have the block debuffs from Dutch coming in really fast. Fast Duchess is super good and live as well for that. He's protecting it. She's protecting us against the Ukko over there. And then the Ukko steals the block debuffs from my Rotos and stuns him there. And now it's just kind of down. I don't know why I don't revive here either. I think I'm afraid the Kandrifon's gonna just kill with an AoE, but I forgot he has a 2-turn cooldown when locked out. So now we have decreased attack, and it's just kind of, we take out the Duchess, but then we're kind of in this little pickle, and the Ukko just goes to town, really. Ramen here with the fears also. He ends up going pretty soon. I think, yeah, we just weak hit the Ukko also. If we wouldn't have weak hit, we had a fair chance of killing him. And then Biggin actually just gets really unlucky also. He stole all those continuous heals and so here I have no choice but to hit the Ukko, which doesn't feel great. And he just stuns everybody, locks everybody out again. Here's some more fear. Here's some fears from Ramen. And now we're not really confident. And this all happened just because Echo stole Rodos's block buffs, or block debuffs at the start, and we couldn't take him out, really. And then he stole all those continuous heals also. And from here, we just lose. There's not a whole lot we can do. We're just playing it out. Candy's got an AoE, take out Biggin again. We have the lockout, and we have to get Rotos off the ground, and he gets another decreased attack. He gets his block debuff stolen again. No extra turns. If we would have got an extra turn there, we could have started to pop off. And we get the candy, and now it's we can't keep the nuker pin down, and we can't out rotate them anymore. So I think he gets another cheeky stun off. The decreased attack from the A1 is really just cacking us real bad. The ramen again with more fears, decreased attack, block buffs, and Candy just takes us out. Try to pin him down again, but he gets it. Like, I get an extra turn, and then he just goes anyways. So I'm not exactly sure what happens with this interaction, because he doesn't exactly get a counter attack. He just gets a turn. He doesn't counter attack. He just gets a turn. Now this fight is a little bit awkward. We try to go in with no Warlord here, just to do a fight without Warlord. So we try to go for some Cardiel practice here. With Pythion, he's most definitely going with a go second. So we try to add some ally attacks and more block debuffs in there. Then he picks the Terrace, which means we now have to ban the Terrace, which is kind of awkward. And then we get stuck with Ukko and no increased attack because we didn't last pick Arbiter. Should have last picked Arbiter here. So we just go for the stuns. We can't get block buffs or anything because of the bolster set. Then we go to ally attack. And with the ally protection out there, the Krisk was pretty fast. So we just try to kill the Krisk. But no luck because we don't have increased attack on anybody. Now we have decreased attack. And we just get steamrolled from here. And we don't have any way to ignore the block damage either, so it's just even more GG. Just coming into this next fight, we just first pick the Arbiter or Duchess. We're safe with the Duchess again here, so we're happy to first pick her. In a gold arena situation, that means the other person can't get a Duchess either, which is super good. So we try to counter against the Leo here. We pick Ukko and Rotos again. Pythion Lydia pick. So they're definitely not boosting into anything because they have to pick another nuker still. So you pick Warlord and another fast nuker. We go with Leo. Because Leo catches a catch-all against a lot of other nukers that he could pick here. And he has to pick another nuker, otherwise we just ban Leo and win. And he picks Astralon. So we ban the increased attack and the boost. He bans our Warlord. And so now this is where fast nukers become extremely useful, because I can put debuffs onto their nukers with my nukers, assuming I've built the appropriate amount of accuracy on them. Biggin's got a stun, for instance. Then we just go for the strip. Rotos kind of pops off. And then we're just letting Nako do his work. Leo's got more counterattack or AoEs here. Take out their nukers again, and it's over from there. And this will be our last fight for today. Chain Link, good luck. So we definitely are planning to ban Siphi here. She is one of the top bans for me. But we also want to counter the Siphi with a nuker pick here or something. But we just go with Warlord because we're going to see what else they pick first. So here we just had to counter the Candrafon and a Duchess, which is fine. So we're going to try and go first, and then we're going to bring in a nuker that Candrafon can't kill. And now they have Rotos and Pythion, but we have to pick a second nuker. We want to pick a counter to the Rotos to some degree. So we pick Biggin, and we still want to ban the Siphi here because they don't have a boost. We're pretty confident they're going to ban Warlord. So now our fast nukers will most likely go ahead of theirs. And they do. Look how slow their nukers are compared to ours. And then we just throw turn meter back, even if we hit into reaction. Rotos usually goes anyways, but he can only hit Duchess here, and he's got no increased attack. So the likelihood of him killing us there is pretty low. We just revive, and then we kill again. Now Duchess has to use her revive, which is very low turn meter. Pythion can cleanse. And since we revived Biggin, we can actually just boost, and then we go ahead of them again. And then Rotos only has an A2 here, so he has to try and kill Duchess with an A2 through a shield, again with no increased attack. So very unlikely. And then we just let Leo clean up. Bada boom, bada bing. Easy peasy. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this has been helpful and insightful on the way that I'm approaching Live Arena and how I'm kind of counterpicking against some champions and comps. Have a good day, guys.